Hello everybody, it's Dr. Matthew Johnson, otherwise known as Dr. J, and
Cynthia Kreitzberg.
we're here for our July weekend event at Camp XANUE. There are people here. We're not just making this up. So this is our introducing our attendees video. So you can get to know everybody who's here, so it'll make sense when you watch the following testimonial videos that'll be filmed every morning. Anything else you want to say?
Welcome to another wild ride.
Yes, we hope to see you here someday soon. We're going to start off with Zaina.
Hi, you know my name by now.
Where are you from?
Bellingham, and I watched Finding Bigfoot as a kid, and I've always been interested. And then my dad got me to read your book and watch your videos, and now I'm here.
Awesome. Quick.
Oh, not here.
Yes, Jim. Hi, Jim.
Hi, my name is Jim Harvey, and I'm from, where am I from? Rainier, Washington. I'm a first timer. I got interested in Bigfoot. I don't know. We've had a few experiences, so I wanted to come to this.
Awesome. Thank you.
And I'm Ron Harvey, and here with my wife. I got interested in Bigfoot quite a few years ago. They engaged us on our property, left a living seashell on the doorstep of my friend who was visiting, and then we would hear him at night in the woods next door. So I said, it got me more curious about it. And then one day we saw them, or saw one, three of us saw one crossing the road on our property. So that's why I'm interested. And then I was given the book, and I missed Dr. J's lecture at the Triad Theater, but I read the book and had the opportunity to come here and help prepare the grounds for this year.
And thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
Okay, so next, over here in the cheap seats.
Hi, I'm Paul Taylor. I live up in Oak Harbor, and I'm here with my wife Patty. Have a great interest in learning all I can about the XANUE and about their mission to connect with us. And I got acquainted by my nephew Scott Taylor, who was a Bigfoot investigator, and he got me interested in the phenomena, and I wanted to pursue it too.
Cool. Thank you.
Hey everybody, I'm Patty, and this is my second home, basically. I was here 3 times last summer, and so happy to be back, and had lots of experiences. Got to know the area and Dr. J and Cynthia through Scott, my nephew, and just really super excited. Have had some wonderful encounters here and at home, and just looking forward to a fun weekend.
Thank you very much.
I'm in timeout, so I can't speak.
I give you permission to speak right now, and then I'm putting you back in timeout, Donna.
My name's Donna Quiggins. I'm from South Dakota, and I guess from the movie Legend of Boggy Creek. I was interested in that. So was my family, and I also started listening to Dr. J on Facebook, and I did everything I possibly could to get out here this year. Thanks to my grandson and him helping me, here I am.
Thank you, grandson. You are back in timeout.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Julie Marshall, and I came up from Canyon Lake, California. It's down below LA. And I got interested in Bigfoot when I started watching the Finding Bigfoot show. Very intriguing to me, but they never found Bigfoot. So that was that. And I started to move on. I still was very interested and started watching more YouTube videos. I watched the Les Stroud series and started looking at what he found and all this other stuff. Anyway, I got here, found Dr. J on YouTube channels because I was watching all the YouTube stuff. And I'm a Christian, and when I started to listen to Dr. Johnson's research and how they can mind speak and the different communication, I thought, that's not impossible. That's how God talks to me. This is something that is worth looking into. So I investigated Dr. Johnson more and more, and I thought, he's out there, but the more I thought about it, this is possible. And the forest people have made attempts to communicate with me. They've left me gifts on hikes. They have photobombed my hiking pictures, and I've been delighted. And I know that they're there. So this, for me, has kind of been a pilgrimage to come up and formally introduce myself to the Jianyu and see if I can get a little bit closer to who they are, and kind of, got to find out before I go what they are.
Awesome. Thank you. Hello.
Hi, I'm Miss Mary Namora, and I'm here to remember.
Yeah.
And that's it. I'm here to remember.
Who are you? Where are you from? How did you get interested in Bigfooting? And why are you here?
I've always been interested in different things all my life. So
Awesome.
paranormal, just different things.
Awesome.
And my grandson, who is autistic, is in love with Xanu.
Ah,
And he talks about him all the time.
cool. How old is he?
He's now going to be 14.
Okay. Maybe next time bring him back with you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Hello.
I'm Tony McGarry from Bellingham, Washington, and I've been listening to Art Bell Coast to Coast and Dreamland for many years, and I heard a mention of Dr. J and Steve Bachman in one of the shows, and decided to look up that information and found the videos and then the book, and then found the night sit and found it very interesting, and now I'm here for a third weekend. I just want to learn all about the forest people because I love nature and being in the forest. And the first girl introduced is the best.
You mean this one right here?
Yeah,
Okay.
That's the best daughter a father could hope for, and she's here with me.
Awesome. To keep you safe. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Hello.
Hi, my name's Serena and I'm from Portland, Oregon. The first question, what brought me here?
How did you get
How
interested
did I
in
get
Bigfoot?
interested? In my own spiritual development, I would say in '97, I came to feel that I was getting protection from the trees. And I thought that was very profound, that I was now communicating, meditating to trees. And as time went on, I saw the Patterson-Gimlin film, and I was very interested. In my whole life, I have had paranormal events happen near me. I don't conjure, but I've had it around me and near me, and people have witnessed also. Now I'm living up here and I'm near green space, and I'm out in green space regularly. I live in the trees, literally. I have an apartment that's in a tree, and I feel that I'm having a connection with them, and events are happening around me. I have been fearful. I've turned to Steve, to Matt for guidance, and I've received that. I've been very thankful. I'd like to say thank you to both of you for that. I would like to learn more about the forest people that I'm interacting with near my house, in my house, and with my dog also. So it's been a wonderful journey, and I've waited a long time to come here. Many of you have already said my words. This is a pilgrimage for me also, and I'd like to say thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Hello.
I'm Brian Jungbluth. I'm from Kent, Washington, and I got interested in Bigfoot back in the 70s. Bigfoot, the Mysterious Monster with Peter Graves, and In Search of with Leonard Nimoy are two that really intrigued me, and I've always basically been interested. I used to belong to the Western Bigfoot Society that was run by Ray Crow, and I'd go down 2 or 3 times a year to Portland when they'd have meetings. And then when Dr. J founded Team Squatching USA, that was only 18 miles from my house, as opposed to 165 in Portland. So I joined that until they no longer had the meetings in Hangar Inn Restaurant in Puyallup. And I was here last year, and I'm hoping to hopefully learn a little bit more about the Janu people.
Awesome, thank you.
Stuart Barger from Royal City, Washington. I've kind of been interacting a little bit, I think, for 50 years. I was growled at as a kid when I was 5, and all these events have happened my whole life that I'm just kind of now connecting and figuring out what happened. So that's the reason I'm here. And, you know, I found Matt on YouTube like everybody else did, and he was the guy to go to. And I can't stop coming. I'm a 3-timer. I might be a 4-timer in August.
We're gonna have to cut the boy off.
Got goosebumps on me.
Yeah.
I love this.
Hello.
Hello, I'm Cindy. This is my husband, Stuart, from Royal City, Washington, and I'm here because of him. He led me down the rabbit hole, and here I am.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, I'm Cheryl from Longview, Washington. Originally grew up in the Midwest. My father was a forester, grew up in the woods. Never really thought of Bigfoot, had heard about it. It was kind of a joke type thing. Didn't really have any experiences until I moved up to the Pacific Northwest about 13 years ago. I was hiking with my dogs, and one experience is that this tree just started shaking violently. I could only see the top of the tree, very thick woods, and I'm thinking, what in the world is doing that? And I didn't want to go any closer to find out. But another experience is that my one dog passed away, and I was walking in the woods, and I passed this tree, and I just had this overwhelming desire to just go up to the tree and hug the tree. So I hugged the tree, and I just felt better. Another situation was my dog saw something that I didn't see. I didn't know what was there, and she started barking at it, and I just had this overwhelming feeling again, but I didn't know what it was. Anyway, having some experiences, I started researching YouTube, found Dr. J's experience that he was in July 1st of 2000, followed a couple others, but heard about Dr. J going up to SOA and Soya and taking people there, and I thought, what an awesome, neat thing to do. And I thought I probably would never get a chance to get down there, but you know, that's awesome that people get that. And then I found out he was in Chehalis, and I'm just about an hour away. So I found him on Facebook and contacted him. I said, I'm going to do this, and he was very, very sweet to say, this is what we do. This is how we do it. Come up and join us. And I'm here for the 3rd time, and probably a 4th this August also. So I'm definitely a repeater.
We've got a few people to cut off, babe. Thank you for being here. Speaking of taking people to SOA or Soya, hi, who are you?
Steve Bachman.
Yeah.
Yep, back again for the 2nd time.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what to say or where to start whenever I'm pinpointed like this.
Well, right now, all we're answering is, who are you? Where are you from? What got you interested in Bigfooting? And why did you come here?
Buckley, Washington. And I never was a Bigfooter any part of my life growing up. Of course, everybody saw the Patterson-Gimlin film. I always did believe it. It wasn't until about 4 years ago as I started doing some YouTube Bigfooting, and that was the extent of it. At the same time, I started building an over-unity device, electromagnetic over-unity device, that I had done research on several of them, probably over a 6-7 year period. And then I wanted to build this particular one. During that period of time, there were 2 guys, a guy in Florida and a guy in Grants Pass, Oregon, that I really believed that this was happening. They convinced me just through YouTube. And you know how you get to know people and you feel like you know them after you watch a while. And so I wrote this guy a little note, a little line by line, sentence by sentence biography of who I am, where I'm from, what I'm doing in my life, and mentioned the electromagnetic device that I had built. And lo and behold, I also mentioned, you know, I'm sure you get a million emails. It's okay if you don't respond back to me. And
Which is true, I might add.
Week later,
all those emails. Yeah.
He responds to me.
Yeah.
And so I'm still really not a Bigfooter at that point in time, but I get invited up to this soya place in Grants Pass, Oregon. And I'm told that my electromagnetic device may have a use in opening a portal, and I got the whole story in just 10 minutes on the phone, and I just went with it because I believed him. I'd seen him enough on these YouTubes that I just could hardly believe he'd sit there and tell me a tall tale like this, So we ended up there with the device, and again, I had never been introduced or had tree feelings or never anything. And June 27th at 1 o'clock in the morning, I woke up being introduced to the Xanue in the most crazy way you could ever imagine. It scared me, believe me, but I made it through.
And we're going to hear more about those details later on. So last but not least, sir, why are you here? Why'd you come here today?
I'm here for you, Matt.
You're here for me.
Yeah. I support Matt.
And I'm here for you.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you being here and supporting. And you guys are going to get to know his story in depth later on today. And last but not least, hi, who are you?
I think I already introduced myself, Cynthia Kreitzberg.
Yeah.
This is my home.
Yeah.
And these wonderful people are a joy in my life, and thank you all for being here. You have no idea how much I enjoy getting to know you while you're here. So I'm here also. How I got interested in Bigfoot is I went to my 30th high school reunion and got taken out to lunch by Dr. Matthew Johnson.
Yeah.
And we've essentially been together ever since.
Yep.
And it's been a wild ride down the rabbit hole, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
So in closing, these are everybody who is attending or attendees. You're going to hear about their testimonials the next 2 mornings and to share what happened. Although I will share, we had some people show up early yesterday on Friday, and we did do a night sit. There was some activity, but the most awesome thing about last night was the overhead strobe lights going off. Pop, 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 pop. Some of you out there go, well, that was lightning, you dummy. No, it wasn't lightning. There was no lightning. There was no thunderstorms. It was just strobe light popping. And one time, pop, pop, pop. Right, guys?
Yes, that was very cool.
It was awesome. We hope to see you at a future weekend event. But for now, this is Dr. J and everybody else saying goodbye.
Bye. Bye.